everybody? I'm Clutch, and it's time to get real with Mike Husky Lamond. Brought to you by Bic Flex 4 razors. Husky, you got a lot of fans out there, man.
They're pretty noisy. I want to ask you a question. Is anyone from Anaheim here? Not that many people.
This is a huge event, man. People have traveled from all over the world. I heard there's a couple people here from Norway. What? Yeah, they're out there. We can hear them. Got to meet them. Dude, it's totally worth it, man. Totally worth it. I'm all the way from Virginia, and it's worth being here. My first question, my friend, is what is your background in gaming before StarCraft 2 was released?
Before StarCraft 2 was a decade of StarCraft 1, and I played a lot of Counter-Strike because I felt like that was the only good FPS when I was a kid. And I've always played every single Blizzard game. They actually made console games. A lot of people don't know this, but I freaking loved Rock and Roll Racing. That game was amazing. And even when I was like 10, I was competing with my friends in Rock and Roll Racing tournaments. So esports all the way.
StarCraft 64, actually, for the Nintendo 64.
No, that is the worst game ever made, and whoever decided... When I played that game, because back in the day you could rent videos from this place called Blockbuster. It's like a weird thing. I rented it from Blockbuster. I played a 1 versus 1 versus a computer. As soon as I got my first carrier, the game crashed, and I never played it again. So, very disappointed in you, Blizzard.
Well, thank goodness it's on PC. That's where RTSs belong, right? My next question is, what inspired you to create videos for StarCraft 2?
It was all tasteless, man. Tasteless, when I first started doing videos, it was StarCraft 1. And, you know, he was only on once a week, solo casting, and that just was not enough StarCraft content for me. So I started watching the Korean casts a lot more, and that's when I decided to go ahead and start making that footage, because I kind of ran out of content to watch. And then when StarCraft 2 came out, I was just like, well, this is kind of a no-brainer, because I play all Blizzard games, plus StarCraft is my favorite. I'd already been playing StarCraft 1, and StarCraft 2, when it first released, I mean, it was a pretty good game, considering, you know, there hadn't been that competitive an RTS other than World of Warcraft, or excuse me, Warcraft 3, for quite a while. And right when it launched, it was a ton of fun. Roaches were grossly overpowered, but other than that, it was a ton of fun, so I just transitioned into that.
5 Racks Reaper is a little overpowered too, man. Remember that?
Proxy Reaper was the worst because they got to your base before you had a unit, and that was just stupid.
Well, Blizzard is such a good company that they address those issues in different patches. But speaking about the history of StarCraft, tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, we have the best of the best from Brood War that's going to be here from Kespa. As a big fan of Brood War, how do you feel about that?
You know, it was funny because when they announced it, I like pooped myself because I was like, oh, I get to watch all these games. And then I was at a party and someone was like, wait, you're going to be there. Are you going to be able to cast them? And I was just like, I like spit my drink all over his face. And I'm like, oh my God, I might actually be able to do this. Because the Brood War players, honestly, out of any game, they have got to be the most dedicated gamers ever. Sometimes you hear StarCraft players saying, oh, I only practice a couple hours a day. You can't do that in Brood War. It is a full-time thing, and a lot of those players have stuck around for a long time. And we're talking Flash, Jaedong, Visu, Stork. Those are probably my favorite players, and they're all going to be here. It's actually kind of ridiculous, and I hope that they continue to do stuff like that because they're such huge personalities and such huge superstars inside of Korea that it's just crazy that they're actually at the same event that I'm at.
I have 2 more questions for you. You are a huge presence online for YouTube, your channel. We have seen some amazing casting done by you. What inspired you, though, to create these song parodies with StarCraft 2 related themes?
You know, it was kind of funny because Kurt is basically all the talent behind that, and he's also the looks and the marketing and really everything. I don't know how I got in on that, but basically Kurt emailed me one day and he was like, you know what, I love your channel, I love StarCraft. If you ever want to do a parody, let me know. And at that time, I had known about Kurt because his stuff is so good. He has videos with like 20 million views or something ridiculous. And I was totally blown away. And I was too nervous to actually write him back and be like, oh yeah, let's make a StarCraft music video. But one day I couldn't sleep, so I wrote the lyrics to Banelings. And he told me, if you send me some lyrics, I'll take a look at them and I'll get back to you on if I like it or not. So I sent him the lyrics and took a nap. I woke up whenever, like 5 hours later, and he had finished the song and recorded it and was done. And I'm just like, oh my God. So he made that song in like 5 hours, and since he did that, I had to get a Lamborghini and make a video, so. And people seem to like it, so I keep doing it. It's my 4 most viewed videos, so people really like it. I have fun with it. I have no talent, but hey, Kurt's a nice guy, so we'll keep doing it.
Fully charged, yeah, man. I kept singing that all the time when I first heard that. My last question for you is, new media is fantastic. You know, we have internet, we have live streaming, but it's really saturated right now with a lot of people trying to make their own content. How does one like yourself make themselves known in new media?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I feel like new media is kind of our generation of media. I mean, there's still old school Hollywood, man. I mean, like Game of Thrones is a freaking phenomenal show. I watch that every week. But people like Game of Thrones. But, you know, new media is more kind of our generation. And even moving to LA, I see people who are moving to LA to do new media, and almost all of them are under 30. So if you want to get into creating online content, whether it's video or websites or live streams or any of that, the most important thing is to make yourself stand out and to make yourself valuable. Those are the 2 main points I would say. If you're sitting at home and you're like, I'm gonna cast a StarCraft 2 game, like, everyone has thought of that, and everyone is doing that now. You really have to try and do things that are either make yourself stand out, and everyone has something unique about themselves that other people don't have, so focus on that. Whether you're a pro gamer, whether you're in Master League or you're in Bronze League, it doesn't matter. Just focus on something that stands out. And then also, what I mean when I say make yourself valuable is don't sit around and have people, because one thing I get asked a lot is, Husky, what can I do to help you out? Which is a great question, but if you're looking to really expand yourself, just do something without having someone tell you to do it. You have to go out of your way to find something cool. Like, for example, Signcraft. They are casting games in sign language. That's freaking awesome. They didn't wait for someone to be like, you know, you should make a sign language video. They just went out and did it. And I've learned that not only in new media, but in life in general, the successful people are the ones who go out and do their own thing and make themselves valuable. But hey, I used to work at a place called Burgerville, so it's a lot of work.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Husky. Great to have him here. Wonderful caster. Wonderful personality, my friend. Let's throw it back to the desk.
Thank you very much, Clutch. I don't think we will. Thank you very much, Clutch, and of course to Husky for that fantastic interview. I do have to, however, ask one question, Apollo.
What's that?
Are those guys awake out there? That's a good 6 out of 10, I think, but let me just repeat. Are you guys awake out there? Excellent. Wonderful. That's what we like to hear. All right, well, we'll be going into SKMC versus Complexity's Heart very shortly. We've got a few updates, however,